Hi guys! Welcome to a new series of videos called Sketching by Candlelight. We recently had a pretty big storm here where I live, and a lot of people were without power. The weather was super windy, super gray. For the past week or so, the weather has been like that, sort of regardless. So, with the lack of really good lighting for filming, I was kind of inspired to maybe do a series where we just kind of hang out in a more romantic setting. Because I don't know about you guys, but for me and a lot of other artists and artistic people that I know, working at night tends to be where we find a really good creative stride. I'm pretty sure as artists, the quiet that nighttime brings tends to unlock a lot of our creative hinges, if you will. A lot of people find comfort and inspiration in the, more unoccupied hours of the day or the evening, I guess. And a lot of people also find that sort of stillness inspiring as far as waking up really early and doing a lot of work in the early morning. I love being up early myself, but I don't find I work very well in the morning because I'm still kind of sleepy. So I like to usually get up and have a cup of coffee and kind of sit. Whereas the evening time, where I've been awake for so long, I find the quiet and the stillness very, very encouraging to me to sit down and kind of work and be in my own little creative space for a bit. So I know the lighting for these won't be the best because of my camera and the way that it picks up poor lighting, but I thought it might be nice to have almost like art date nights, if you will. So if you want to hang out with me for a little bit, maybe sketch along, maybe, do some homework, something kind of chill, we can hang out together for a couple of minutes. I'm just doing a little wind down sketch for this video. I like to usually do things that are not as serious when I'm getting ready to kind of call it an art quit for the day, basically. I like to this is the time where I like to do more indulgent things. So going back into my comfort zone, drawing things that I don't really struggle with, or not necessarily trying to push my boundaries super far. I did reach for a prompt from my little character cup that you might have seen in some previous videos, just to kind of give me a little bit of direction. But of course, I drew out the cool colors prompt from my cup, which I don't think it really shows up in the video, but I kind of gave like a little bit of an exasperated sort of sigh just because I tend to draw that particular prompt a lot. So I was sort of like, really, again? But I do really try to make sure that I do the prompt that I draw. Because I find if I give myself too much slack in redrawing, like, oh, I didn't like this one, so I'll just pick another one. Oh, I didn't like that one either, I'll just pick another one. I find I just keep drawing different ones and I'm never really satisfied with any of them. And then it sort of defeats the purpose of the whole idea behind the cup in general, which is to receive a prompt and then see what I can come up with in the time that I have allotted myself for that specific prompt. If you do not have a cup like this and you are an artistic person, I really highly recommend it. Maybe not even a cup like what I made where there's a bunch of different prompts and character design. What's the word I'm looking for? Character design elements and things like that. You could always do like some sort of randomizing app, or like if there is something you really want to draw, like animals or something like that, going to one of those websites where they sort of select one for you randomly, just to give yourself maybe a bit more of an assignment sort of feeling, if you like the idea of having somebody kind of be like, okay, this is your theme or your topic, and then you create something based around that. I kind of made this cup on a bit of a whim, but I find I use it actually for a lot of things, especially my downtime sketching, just because I don't know, I just really like it. It's not very big, and I would like to put in more prompts, but I find it's sort of already spilling over, so maybe I need another one or a bigger jar. But anyways, basically you just pick a couple things out of a cup and create a piece based on that. And it can also work for people who are writers, or I mean really anything. You can just kind of leave it up to chance and see what you get, and kind of work with whatever you have. I was really inspired initially by a project I did back in school, where we were assigned not assigned, we actually drew out of a hat a personality trait. So a couple examples were like, there were some really simple ones like lusty, excited, and then there were a couple of different ones like obsessive and stuff like that. So we all had to draw one out of a hat, and then whatever one we got, we had to create a character based on, but it had to be like an animal version of that character. And I really liked it because I thought it was mine was super challenging. I had obsessive compulsive disorder, so OCD. Not meant to offend anybody who has OCD or anything like that. That was just the personality trait that I had drawn, and I ended up doing an octopus as my character. And it was just neat because if I had to just choose a personality trait, I probably would have done something sensual or lusty, just because I find drawing characters like that tends to fall into my personal comfort zone a bit more. OCD or something like that isn't a trait that I probably would have come up with on my own, to be honest. So taking that and running with it, yeah. So I ended up creating this like cool toned space alien babe. She's kind of cartoonized. I really like it. I do love kind of styles like this where things are a little bit more sharp. I love experimenting with style. I love doing so many different things. I want to keep doing different things. So this is really nice. My partner said that I should also do the male version. So I'll probably sketch that down maybe tonight or something like that. But yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say. This is only the first video in the series. I hope you guys like the concept behind kind of hanging out by romantic candlelight, and I'll probably talk a little softer and we can just hang out and wind down. For me, during the darker hours of the day when everything is a little stiller and quieter. And it's also a little bit easier for the fact that my light is not going to be good for the next month or so. This sort of takes the stress off of that, and it's just like, if my light isn't going to be good, I might as well set up an environment where the light is purposely not good and just kind of hang out from there. But yeah, I hope you all have a great day. I love you. Goodbye.